Jonathan Lee Riches investigates. How's everyone doing? Justice for the victims in Moscow, Idaho. I want to talk about Dylan Mortensen. Dylan Mortensen is one of the survivors, roommates, who was downstairs in this home, this 3-story home. And she and another roommate named Bethany survived. For anyone that's new, 4 college students brutally stabbed inside a home during the early morning hours of November 13th, 2022. The county coroner says that the deaths happened somewhere between 3 and 4 a.m. Police have made no arrests. They haven't publicly identified anyone who did it. They haven't found the murder weapon. It is a mystery. It is a complete mystery. But I want to talk about Dylan Mortensen, right? So Dylan Mortensen, she's a mystery to me. And I'm sure she's a lot of mystery to all of you out there. Because I think she has key information out there that can blow this thing wide open. Give great perspective, right? So early on, the police have said the 2 roommates, which is Dylan Mortensen and Bethany F., they are not involved. They're not involved. And I was dumbfounded a little bit by that because they were able to determine that very, very quickly. Considering that, these stabbings occurred 3, 4 a.m. And then we're hearing that the 911 call first came in at 11:58 a.m. So that's like a big, big gap. It's like an 8-hour gap. And supposedly Dylan and the other roommate, Bethany, went upstairs and saw the bodies and just freaked out, ran outside, and someone out there called 911, and then, authorities came to the scene. I'm not sure if paramedics went in there first or authorities went in there first, but the circumstances is very suspicious and strange to me, considering 2 roommates in a home, a big home, and hardwood floors, echoing floors, and not hear nothing and not see nothing. And then the dog belonging to Kaylee Murphy was found in a room, locked in one of the rooms, unharmed. And I made videos showing the map inside the home. There's only a certain amount of rooms, so very, very strange, very, very bizarre. I think Dylan is the key here for all of us trying to figure out what's going on, for her to come forward and share something, right? So, Dylan, I got some pictures off. She has a public profile, and I got all these pictures and trying to understand, I'm trying to figure out, is she a victim or is she involved? Because, even though authorities say she's not involved, there's lots of people out there questioning Dylan. And I even think some of the victims' families are questioning Dylan on how she could be, and Bethany, how they could be, both of them, cleared so quickly. Right? Do you agree? I kind of agree. But, news report came out yesterday and said that a neighbor supposedly gave information to the police saying that the front door of the house was seen open at 8:30 to 9 a.m. that Sunday morning on the 13th. And, that's strange to hear, considering that the first floor, the door, you go in, and that's where Dylan and Bethany sleep. And then in that house, you go up to the second floor. Ethan and Zana, 2 of the victims, they're there. Then you go up to the 3rd floor, Maddie and Kaylee. But, according to this news report, neighbors said they saw the front door open at 8:30 to 9. But then they called 911 at 11:58, even almost 3 hours later. That does not make sense to me. And then we still don't know where Dylan was that night, or Bethany. We don't know where they were at. I do know that I've seen multiple pictures of many people in that home 2 days prior to when the stabbings happened. Inside that home, friends, it looked like, that took pictures with Dylan. Well, actually, all the victims were, some of the victims were in there too, but a lot of the pictures centered around Dylan and these strange occupants that were in the home. So I'm a little bit baffled on that. Now I want to share some information. Dylan shares stuff on a social media profile. So what I'm sharing here is public. Dylan has had, since this tragedy happened, it seems like she has some social media accounts where they're private. She has another that's not. She could have very well put these things private, if she wanted privacy, but they're still open. It's still there. So I want to share some correspondence she had with her father. She shared some texts about her father. And I saw this and I was kind of like, okay, what's this about? So I'm going to share these clips here and I want you to watch and then we will discuss. So Dylan Mortensen, one of the surviving roommates, she has a social media account and she has made posts, and she posted this text from her father. Comes from Dad. Just a friendly reminder of who is going to show up at the boy's door who messes with one of my daughters. 241 pounds of beef. And it shows a picture of her dad. So basically, he's saying, don't mess with my daughter or you'll see me. 241 pounds of beef. Dylan Mortensen also shared this correspondence with her dad on her social media account. Came from Dad. Hi, Dylan. I've probably said this before, but I'm saying it again. I want you to know that I would do anything for you and your sisters. You are an amazing daughter, and I am the luckiest dad in the world. I love you so much. There's nothing more important to me than you and your sisters. I will never let someone come between us again. I want you to know how loved you are, how blessed I am to have you in my life. I want you to have the best life possible. If you ever need anything, you let me know. A ride home, clothes, me to be at an event, get you out of trouble, food, or just a hug. I'm just a phone number away. I will drop whatever I'm doing to help you. Love. Dylan also shared this on her social media account. From Dad. You might not remember this day or trip. It was a lot of fun. We used to travel a lot. We're going to start doing that again. I love you girls more than anyone or anything. Daddy's back, baby. So she's sharing how her father's saying to her, he loves her, he'll do anything for her, wants to be part of her life. Loving father, it seems like. It seems like a guy that generally loves his daughter. But who is he? Who is Dylan's father? It's a big dude. And you see the joke, don't mess with my daughter, dudes, or you'll see me. And he's flexing, big dude and stuff like that. He's a big dude, But was he, what I'm saying is, was he talked to? Was he talked to by authorities? Was he ever at that house? Because if you see something, the last one I showed you, it seems like he's just getting back into her life. Well, where was he? Where was he? So who is the father? Who is Dylan's mother? I want to know more information about Dylan because, she could share with all of us where Murphy was that night. She can share every chain of event of what happened. People don't know, really, what time she got up and what she did, her and Bethany, what they did before they went upstairs to find the bodies. And if this neighbor's saying the front door is open, how does that even make sense? So did they get up and go outside and do something before they go back inside, then go back up 3 hours later to report the, bodies? Some people speculate that whoever the killer is escaped through the front door, but they would have to go right past Dylan and Bethany, who were unharmed. And then we're hearing with reports that they didn't hear nothing in a house that's very airy and spacious and hardwood floors and echoey walls, and they didn't hear nothing. We've heard from Kaylee's father who claims that he's been told that the killer, which he claims is a male, came through the second floor, sliding glass door or window. But I want to hear from Dylan, and I want to hear from Bethany. Bethany's another one too, right? She went like ghost. I can't find anything on Bethany. Does anyone out there that is watching my channel from the Moscow area know Bethany and can provide me something? I'll leave my email in the comments. Please, it's where does Bethany come from? Who is Bethany? Who is her family? What's her upbringing? What's her role in this? How's she feeling? How's Dylan feeling? Is Dylan a victim? Dylan and Bethany have not publicly spoke since this happened. They gave written statements to be read at a memorial, but we haven't seen or heard from them. We haven't seen or heard from them. Now, keep in mind, imagine you being in a house and someone gets killed inside the house and you get unharmed. You'd be probably the most emotional wreck in the world. Scared, paranoid, upset, crying, every emotion imaginable. I can't even imagine if I was in a house and I woke up and I walked out and my wife, I don't have a wife, but my wife was dead. Or somebody killed my dog. Or somebody killed my mother. I don't live with my mother. You get what I'm saying? Imagine your loved ones. Imagine you waking up and seeing your loved ones dead in the home from someone that allegedly comes in the house. You would be traumatized. You would be the fear of thinking that person's going to come back for you. But at the same time, we don't see Dylan or Bethany speaking out, demanding to know what happened to their friends, their roommates. Right? We don't see them speaking. If someone did something to my family, I'd be in front of the news cameras every day. I would be holding the police accountable to get this crime solved. But you don't hear anything from them. To me, I'm a little suspicious by that. What's your thoughts? What's your thoughts about everything I said? Because we are, all of us, and I know that a lot of you are watching my videos centered around the Moscow tragedy. I've been covering true crime for a minute, but this case, paying attention to the most. And, we kind of know, all of us, we know every meticulous detail that's what's been told out there right now. We're just waiting for new information. We're waiting for the next ball to drop so we can process that and try to put the pieces together. Some of us are doing our own sleuthing. I'm running into dead ends. I am, focusing on some of the wrong people. Check out some of my prior videos. I'm leaving no stone unturned. I'm talking about everybody. I'm not saying that anybody did it. I'm just opening up conversation. So, we all want something done. We all want answers. We all want to be able to figure this out. Because it's a national tragedy. It's a public interest case. It's scary. It's scary, a small town that hardly gets any homicides. I believe the last homicide I heard happened was like in 2015. Families send their kids there to get an education, peaceful. And then this rocks the community. Police have enormous pressure to solve this crime. And, I've seen the police chief speak on camera. I think he's sincere. I think he's genuine. He said he has kids. I think he wants to solve this. Law enforcement has rules and regulations. They can do how they do things, so it might take time. Investigative work sometimes takes time. I don't believe the case is cold. They've put out information saying they're looking for a white Hyundai Elantra. And I also heard that the white car that they're looking for is unrelated to the white car that was seen on that body cam footage. So they got some information somewhere. Supposedly, someone gave them information about this white Hyundai. That could be the break. Because, we've been thinking there's a possibility whoever did this was right around the house. Or, one of the frat houses right around there. One of the apartment complexes and duplexes and triplexes around that home. But now we're hearing they're looking for a car. So is it possible whoever did this came in via car, escaped via car, or, like the police said, might have information. The occupants of the car might have information, not necessarily involved, but might have information. So waiting on that. But we're all waiting at the edge of our seats. I'm putting out the information. I'm coming up with my own theories and speculations. No stone left unturned. I appreciate the follow. I appreciate the support out there. Hopefully I'm genuine, and you can see that I'm genuine, trying to find answers, trying to figure this out. So subscribe to my channel, hit the notification button. That's my chat for the day. I will continue to post when new information comes available, and my own sleuthing. If I uncover some interesting things, we'll talk and share. God bless every one of you. Be safe. Love your loved ones. People can be taken away at any moment. Cherish the life. Got ducks. Cool ducks. I like my ducks. I feed my ducks. Feed your ducks. Everyone be safe. God bless. Justice for the victims. Justice for the community of Moscow.